Hi, I'm Tom Stark, and I play trombone with the Illinois Philharmonic Orchestra. This is my trombone. This is called the mouthpiece. This part is called the slide. It has two parts. The outer slide, which is the part you see us moving, and the inner slide. The outer slide glides along the inner slide. This is called the bell. And this is called the valve, or F attachment. It adds tubing to the trombone to help us produce the lowest notes. Brass players produce the sound by making a vibration or a buzzing sound with their lips. We do this into the mouthpiece, and the tubing and the bell amplify that sound to produce the sound of the instrument. There are usually 3 trombones in the orchestra, and 2 types: the tenor trombone, or we can call it just the trombone, and the bass trombone. The bass trombone is just a little larger and has 2 valves to help produce the lowest notes along with the tuba. Trombones and other brass instruments are made from sheet brass or brass tubing, and they are manipulated and hammered and pulled and drawn and bent to make the different parts that make up the instrument. They can be of different sizes, and that usually refers to the bore size or the inner diameter of the inner slide tubing. This can affect the sound of the trombone. Smaller bore sizes tend to produce a brighter sound, while larger bore instruments tend to produce a darker or warmer sound. In the early days of brass instruments, sliding mechanisms were attached to natural trumpets to get chromatic notes. Slides then became unique to early trombones. They were called sackbuts. Sackbut choirs were mainly used in church music and music of the Baroque and Renaissance eras. Since then, the design of the modern trombone has mostly remained unchanged. While most other brass instruments now use valves to add length to the instrument and change the notes, the trombone uses the slide. It is the only brass instrument that can produce a true glissando or sliding sound. The trombone is a versatile instrument and is used in the classical and jazz styles. Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey helped make the trombone popular as a solo instrument in the big bands of the 1930s and 40s. Here's a famous trombone solo made famous by Tommy Dorsey. In the orchestra, the role of the trombones is more of a supporting section and was first used as independent instruments in Beethoven's Fifth Symphony in 1808. Later in the 19th century, the full unison power of trombone sections were used to depict dark characters, like in Wagner's opera The Ride of the Valkyries. Today, themes in movie music also are used to depict characters. Here's one I'm sure that you'll recognize. Thank you for joining me